Hello everyone, Ice Cream here. With the release of Diablo Immortal on PC, I decided I should celebrate it by releasing a video about the 4 must-know tips for beginner players in Diablo Immortal. That's right, there's 4 of them, and they're in my opinions. Alright, so let's go ahead with tip number 1.
Evils are one within me. I am Legion.
As you've read, the first tip that I have for you is gear is king. Now, what do I mean by gear is king? Well, there are 2 primary ways to essentially increase your power level. One is to level up your character, or to level up your gear, put in gems, sockets which gems are sockets, and increase your power that way. So instead of focusing more on leveling, which is very important, don't get it twisted, dude. Leveling is very important. However, gear is the king. Having a legendary weapon instead of that XP you would have gone for could have been a huge difference. Because, well, sure, that XP will give you a level up and maybe give you a little bit of stat boost, maybe a little bit of damage on some abilities, which you might not even use, by the way. You might get your ability boosted. Your stats and abilities that you don't even use might get boosted. You don't get to choose which ability you level up. Levels are made in advance, and you can see them in advance. So maybe that level 44 doesn't change a thing if in your build you don't use that ability. While grinding for that weapon or for that gem or for those runes could have been a total playstyle change. So that is what I mean when gear is king. Now, you might say, oh, but this guy is level 39 and I'm level 35 and I have best gear in the game, yet he outdamages me. Well, then he has good gear too. That is, well, first of all, that is like a super rare case. And it's mostly due to like class imbalances and, I mean, it's mostly due to class imbalances. It is very rare that someone who has better gear but lower level underperforms than people with higher level but worse gear. It is very rare that people underperform when they have better gear but lower levels. So, especially if you're looking for a raid or something, don't just focus on levels. Please do not just focus on levels. Just because someone is higher level doesn't mean they're actually more useful. The best way to check someone's gear is to simply click on them, open their profile, open their armory inventory icon, and then go on stats, advanced stats, and you're going to be able to see the combat rating, which is essentially gear score. So the better their combat gear rating or gear score, the better their gear. Now, obviously, this doesn't apply to 100% of the cases because certain gear has certain uniques have effects that just should amplify the gear score when it doesn't. But then again, that is more of like an end game thing. For new players, for mid game, early game, if player has better gear score, he's a better player. He's doing more damage than the player higher level with less gear score. It is as simple as that. Boom. So that will be my first tip. Also, if you're wondering what stats mean what, then I will also have a video very soon in the near future explaining almost every stat for most of the classes. So stay tuned for that and subscribe.
Evils are one within me. I am Legion.
The second tip that I will have for you, which is a very simple and quick tip, is simply to save your gems. Don't just use and upgrade all of your gems immediately. You will regret it. You will be that one Pepega in the corner of the room with your phone, watching Celine Dion, and crying out, bawling your eyes out, totally fucking crying because you didn't save your gems for this one epic build that you really wanted to do. So don't be that guy. Save your gems. Don't all in big dick investing right now, right here, unless you need to pay. If you're a free-to-play player, don't just big dig all your gems. Now, obviously, you should socket all your legendary gems into your legendary items. That is a must. You have to do it because you can always transfer them or take them out. Okay, so that is something you should always do. If you have a legendary item without a legendary socket, and you have a legendary gem, put that gem in that socket, baby. Suck that boy in. However, please do keep in mind when you reach level 30, 40-ish, you're going to want to look forward to a certain build they want to do. And you're going to need specific gems for that build, specific runes. So that's why I'm telling you, don't just waste them, because you will regret it. You're going to want to play a build, and the build looks really fun, and you had those runes, but oh well, you upgraded this gem that you're never going to use again in your life. It's very important that you save the gems that you need. Around like level 30, 40, around level 30, 40, you can start saving gems. Before that, it's typically okay to not save gems. But you know, around level 30, I would say, and more, you should start maybe looking into builds or thinking about something. You know, oh, I would maybe want to go for a Rain of Fire build or my Demon Hunter. You know, so I need these and these gems to get this item. You know, to get this buff, to get this unique weapon set. You know, so please just keep that in mind when using your gems freely and openly. We are halfway through the tips. We already went through tip 2. Please leave down comment below your thoughts on the first 2 tips. And leave down a tip that you would have for other players if you already played Diablo Immortal for quite some time. And by quite some time, I mean more than 1 hour. Because the game has only just been released, of course. And leave down your thoughts on my opinion on the must-know tips. I would very gladly love to hear your criticism and opinions.
Evils are one within me. I am Legion.
So my third tip is sort of very similar to the second tip, which was save your gems. My third tip is not necessarily save your crests, but to plan them out. Now, what do I mean by this? You're going to be doing main story quests, you're going to be doing guide quests, you're going to be doing challenge rift, bounties, achievement hunting, maybe. You know, there's lots of things you can do. Hidden layers, you know, the mini dungeons, hidden layers. Lots of things you can do for XP and to get gear. However, crests. So by that, what I want to say is, you shouldn't just spam out Elder Rifts, because you shouldn't just spam out, oh my god, I have a legendary crest, I must use it right now, right here, because there will be a time when you have nothing to do. You're too low level to continue your main story. You're too low level to do your guide quests. You're not really an achievements guy, and you're out of crests. So doing Elder Rifts feels really bad because you don't get those pretty runes and gems that other people are getting. It feels really bad. You're doing essentially a dungeon which the point of the dungeon is to get runes and gems, and you can't get almost any of them. You cannot get any of them. So it feels really bad. So what I urge you to do is, don't just spam out your crests like a monkey. I have crest, me use crest. I have crest, me use crest. I have crest, me use crest. Well, that is actually a perfectly fine option. You can do that, and there's nothing really necessarily bad about it. You know, it's not necessarily bad. It's just, if you wish to have something to do when otherwise you don't have anything to do, and you're gonna, instead of going out and farming mobs in zones and doing achievements, if that's not something you like, you should save up some crests for that time, for that period of time when you need that XP. But you also, or you should save the crests for when you're missing runes, or you're farming for a specific gem or a specific rune, and you know the vendor is there, right there as well, and then you trade the runes for your tier runes, you know, and so on and so on. Plan out your crests. Don't be a total ape. Although I understand if you're a total ape about it, it is fine as well. Just keep in mind, it's not the most optimal thing, and sometimes you won't have things to do, or things will just feel worse and bad. Which is, the game is designed that way, so you pay for crests, obviously, because it is a MOBA game. So it is designed to make you feel bad, like, oh wow, all these people have legendary crests, normal crests. They're getting all these runes and items and everything, but I use all mine. This is more of like a quality of life thing than anything else. Just to to avoid the making you feel the need to pay something for something. That is a huge thing about this. It's to avoid the need to pay for something, because obviously once you pay one thing, that opens the gateway for you to spend more money. Once the person puts that first step in the water, they're 80% more likely to step into that water again, with their second foot. And then the second foot, they're already. That's how it works. Once they grab you in, you're in. Right? So it's important to not get grabbed in. Not go into the temptation.
Evils are one within me. I am Legion.
And lastly, my last tip, which is have fun. ... Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? What do I mean by this? Well, it's not just to have fun. It's to have fun with friends, baby. Party up. Ooh, we love the party. We love the party. Party rockers in the house tonight. Yes, you should party up for everything and anything. You see a guy doing a quest? Party up. Just do it. Just take his XP. Just take his money. Just take his items. Sell them on the marketplace. Get some gold. Get some rubles. Get some money. Get some rupees. Rupees. Do the party quest. Do the party. Do the party. Do the party. You are. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
All I ever wanted was to see you smiling. I know that I love you, oh baby, why don't you see?